Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Hello everyone, and this is the travel show for the Sensations of Leon River Cruise, and Judy O'Brien here. She spoke with us before for the Danube River Cruise. Gave a wonderful presentation there. Gave lots of incredible insight on what to expect on that cruise and all the details behind it. So excited to be doing that again here today for the Sensations of Leon Cruise. And yeah, afterwards, if you have any questions, anything like that, anything you need, feel free, to get a hold of us for that. But just really excited to hear about this one. So without further ado, there you go, Judy.
Great. Thanks so much, Brian. I appreciate it. You guys, I'm really super excited. I love this river cruise. My coworker went on it a couple years ago, gave me lots of beautiful details about it. And it's definitely on my bucket list. I definitely want to go on this next year myself. It's departing at a beautiful time of the year in September. The weather's going to be still just amazingly warm for you and just a lot of beautiful color. I want to give just a little bit of a background before we get into the itinerary on who Mayflower is with Warther Tours. We started working with Warther Tours a couple of years ago, and we offer the river cruising product that they're going to now be offering on our Danube River Cruise. They're leaving in just a couple of weeks. And then we decided to follow it up with this wonderful France River Cruise that's going to be sailing along the Rhone and the Saône rivers. So a little bit about Mayflower. Mayflower has been in business for 42 years now. We were owned by a family named John and Mary Stacknick. And when they retired in 2018, the gentleman on the left there, that's Glenn Maroney. He owns the Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours river cruise ships on Scenic. He also owns Emerald Waterways, which is what you're going to be sailing on the Danube and on this Leon cruise on the Emerald Liberty. And then he acquired Mayflower in 2018. This guy loves building ships and his wife loves decorating them. So he built a beautiful yacht in 2019, and he built 2 yachts during the last 2 years, which will be sailing around Mediterranean and all over different ports. All that really means for me is I've got more product to sell and offer the river cruising to my tour operators like Warther Tours. And actually, here's a picture of me on the Danube in Budapest. I'd like to just give you a little bit of background about myself. I'm the business development manager for Mayflower, and I go out into Ohio and the southern part of Ohio where Warther Tours are, Illinois, Wisconsin, even into Oklahoma. Got a black lab, Zoe, who's downstairs right now. She's sleeping. My son is 22 years old, our son rather. He just went back to Iowa for his master's in accounting. And you can see I've got a lot of different river cruising experience and experience throughout by working with Mayflower. Now, let's see if I can move this slide down. Some of the experiences that you're going to get on this is, excuse me about that, is deluxe transportation, okay? We are offering free airfare on this right now. Mayflower has an office in Lisle, Illinois. We're outside of Chicagoland, and we've got a wonderful air department that's going to help you with all of your airline reservations and make sure you get booked in time so that you can get that free airfare. We're going to have beautiful accommodations, not just on the river cruise ship, but you guys are going to be spending 3 nights in Nice, France. And I think that's going to be a really beautiful time for you to spend right there in the Mediterranean. We're going to help you with all of your luggage handling when you arrive in Nice, getting you onto the coach and then getting you over to the hotel, helping you with your luggage to get that into your hotel room. And then when you leave the hotel, of course, helping you with that luggage to get it back over. And then as we get into the ship as well, and then leaving Leon. We are going to be using our professional Mayflower tour manager. That's not a Mayflower tour manager on this trip. This trip will be using our Emerald Activities Director will be with you on this tour. And then our local step-on guides and historians that we use as we go into different ports for our excursions and our Discover Moors and our guided hikes and things like that. Fun, unique dining experiences for you guys on these river cruising. The food and the wine is going to be amazing. And then for those of you that are single travelers, maybe you're looking for a future travel companion. Maybe you just don't want to pay that very hefty single supplement. We'd be more than happy to help set you up with the same gender, non-smoking roommate. And if we find you one, great. You guys can get a roommate to go with. If we don't find you one by the time the tour departs, then you get that cabin and that hotel room to yourself at the twin rate. That is good on all of our decks except the grand balcony suites and the owner suites. Whoops. Sorry about that. Here's our guaranteed share. A lot of people use that. You put all those things together, and that's really what we kind of call our Mayflower experience. We really are trying to give you guys all a life enriching experience on all of our tours and river cruises. River cruises is going to really melt your heart, you guys. You're going to love it. You're going to love everything about it. And this is not going to disappoint. So join Warther Tours on this trip. Oops, I'm sorry, that date on there is wrong. It's September 5th. It goes to the 5th to the 16th in 2023. Mark that on your calendars, okay? Hopefully you guys already got your flyer in hand and you can follow along with me. But I want to give you a couple little highlights here on what we do for our river cruises themselves with Emerald. Of course, you get your free airfare. We will provide, when you do our airfare, we will provide your transfers when you get over into Nice to the hotel, and then from the ship out of Lyon to the airport. Gratuities are included. All the gratuities are included on this. Isn't that awesome? Of course, if you want to tip somebody a little bit more, you can, because I know you're going to fall in love with the staff, or you might find a local guide to be just amazing, and you might want to give them a couple euros or whatever. You can certainly do that if you like. There's going to be complimentary beverages offered you on this trip. We'll talk about those in a little bit. Breakfast, lunch, multi-course dinners are included on board. We'll use the personal listening devices. There's Nina. Nina was with me on my Danube cruise. She's our Emerald Activities / cruise manager. They're in charge of making all of your excursions happen for you, all of the Emerald Actives, your Discover Mores, your Emerald Pluses. We're going to go over what those mean in a second. Like right now, why not? So Emerald Plus, if you're looking at your flyer and you happen to see something at the end of a day that has Emerald Plus under it, that means that it's an extra little perk. We're going to add that for you, included in the pricing, and it's help you gain a little bit of a deeper understanding for each destination. Maybe it'll be an olive and cheese tasting on board, or that special dinner on board by renowned chef Morelli. That's going to be a really cool experience. I think people really enjoy not only meeting him, but enjoying that wonderful dinner that he's going to make for you one day. We've got some Emerald Active excursions. These are for people that like to stay active. They want to do something a little different. They might want to go on a guided hike to a castle or through a vineyard, or they might want to do the bike tour that's going to be offered a couple different times. It's up to you guys. It's your tour. Make it what you want. That's what Emerald is all about. Emerald, you can build up your itinerary to be as full as you want it, or you can keep it the way it is. You could do the Emerald Actives, or you can even add on into a Discover More. Discover More are your optional tours, and they are at an additional cost. It really does help you immerse you a little bit further into local history. You might want to definitely take part in an excursion to the Pont de God, or maybe that wonderful classical concert in Avion. There's going to be several of these offered on the trip. I actually recently added 3 or 4 of them to your itinerary for those of you that want to turn this into a beautiful wine excursion. And you'll see what I mean by those in a little bit. Here's the Pont de Garde. We'll talk about a little bit more detail on your Pont de Garde. I guess I can let you know about this right now. It is in the heart of Provence. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Pont de Garde Aqueduct. And it was one of humankind's greatest masterpieces. It stands 902 feet long, 157 feet high, and it really brought through the 6th century, transporting thousands of gallons of water per day. Kind of used like a toll gate before being transformed into a road bridge, but it really was able to pump in all the water to all of these little towns all along this area. Really, really cool. So you guys, I would definitely book this as an excursion. You don't go all that way not to see something as amazing as that. So let's talk about this amazing vacation, right? It can get really thirsty, right? They're going to take you on all these walking tours. So remember, we're going to give you complimentary teas, coffees. They're available all times of the day throughout your cruise. And then to accompany your lunches and dinners, We've carefully chosen a special selection of your European red and white wines, local beers, and soft drinks for you to enjoy during your meal. Excuse me. I don't know if I have my bottle of water over here, but I'm going to see if I can find one. I might have lost it, but I'll take a sip of coffee. Sorry, you guys. Okay, yeah, this is a picture, I think, of, I don't know, whatever, one of my river cruises. I think maybe the Danube or something. And it kind of just shows you a little bit of an idea of what you might have for dinner. That might have been lamb or beef that time I was on the trip. Obviously, you're going on a French cruise, so they're going to give you choices when you're at dinner. Usually you're going to have a chef choice. It's going to give you like 3 choices. And then if you still are not fancying any of those choices, please just let the staff know, let your wait staff know. They'll be more than happy to supplement that for either pasta or chicken or something for you that you're going to be able to enjoy with dinner. And then you've got that amazing dessert right there. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank God you have walking tours and active tours and bike rides, because with all the wine and the food and the desserts, you're going to need it. There's one of my farewell dinner desserts there. It was delicious. We're going to give you personal listening devices on here when we go out on our excursions. They go right around your ears. So if you've got a hearing aid or something, you might want to leave that in the cabin that day, possibly, or switch out, ask for maybe a different ear or something. I'm just nervous about that, about somebody losing that hearing aid. Those are real expensive, but these are wonderful ways to listen to your guide as you're walking around the towns. You don't have to be right on top of them at all. You can leisurely walk around. This trip includes 3 nights in Nice, France, and we're staying at a really nice hotel. It's all about the location. We got great views from the balcony, excellent breakfast, beautiful, wonderful staff, and really close to the park square, the shops, the restaurants, convenience stores. My co-worker, you know, him and his fiance were on this trip. They walked around, they went and sat in a park, they went and grabbed a bottle of wine, a baguette from a store, some cheese, some olives, made a little picnic of it. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful town. Don't forget, very importantly, valid passports need to be good for 6 months of returning. So if this goes to the 16th, October, November, December, January, February, March, you're going to need that passport good through March, end of March, let's say the end of March of 2024. So double check your passports, you guys. They don't take too long anymore to get them renewed. I think mine took about literally 3 weeks back in January when I had to have mine renewed as well. So September 5th is the trip. 12 days, 24 meals. I hope that's right. I think it is. We're going to be flying into Nice on this one and home from Lyon. So we're kind of going into Nice for 3 nights. So we're going to do our pre-nights in Nice before we get on our ship in Arles. We're going to motor coach you from Nice to Arles, France, and then we'll go up north along the Rhone River. And then we're going to be in Lyon, and then we'll sail up to Chalon-sur-Saône, and then back into Lyon as well. So look at the beautiful Nice, France. Welcome to Nice. We just arrived. You guys are getting off the plane. Stay awake. You guys are going to be taken over to your representative will meet you at the airport and transfer you over to the hotel. You're going to be here for 3 nights, okay? The first night's on your own. So I always suggest, you know, depending on what time your flight arrives, go ahead, get unpacked, get used to your surroundings, walk around and explore the beautiful city. Go and have a nice dinner somewhere, and then go to bed early that night. Then the next day is when we'll start doing some touring. But you can see we're right here on this beautiful Riviera, the French Riviera, as they call it, the sun-kissed capital of the Côte d'Azur. And there's our little Hotel Messina. That's where we're going to be staying right there. That's really close to the shopping, restaurants, in the parks, beaches, cathedrals, Old Town. My friend walked around, my colleague walked around at night with his fiance. They did a lot on this trip on their own. They said all the people are super friendly. They speak English. They're really helpful, even with directions. They said even at night, there's all kinds of different nightlife. They always felt safe. And they even walked along the beach and the boulevard. It's all very well lit for you in the evening. So next day, we're going to start touring. We're going to Monte Carlo in Monaco. Okay. The drive is going to be spectacular. Many gorgeous bays, little small towns, just a postcard perfect for you. These pictures don't even do it justice for you, but we're going to, after breakfast, get out and go out on our coach and visit Monte Carlo on the French Riviera. Now, this is home to the Grand Prix, location of so many numerous movies, and of course, the playground for the rich and famous. Of course, you're going to recognize that famous Casino de Monte Carlo. Is that what 007 movie was in, I'm sure?
Yes.
So we're going to drive around here. We're not going to like go in the casino by any means, but you're going to see it. It doesn't mean that you can't go back to this casino later in the evening, which is what my coworker did. They went back after the touring, went back to the hotel, changed into something a little nicer, went back, got on a train and took it back in and went over to the casino and then made it back on the train at the last train out. It is expensive to dine there. I'll give you another beautiful picture. You can see the little outdoor cafes there on the right. There's some more on the left. I think they had, I don't know, I think they had a glass of wine, a couple glasses of wine and a dessert. It is expensive. You can pay a little money to go into the casino. I think they charge you at least $25 to try to get in there because they're obviously trying to keep out. They've got a lot of influential people in there, so that they do charge you to get in. So just keep that in mind. It is a little bit expensive, but what a really cool experience to say that you were at this casino, right? Once in Monte Carlo, then you're going to see all those wonderful cars. You know, all the men and women, both love these crazy cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis. They actually make the BMWs look like a tourist because there's so many of these fancy cars everywhere. We'll tour this beautiful little small town with narrow streets and a lot of different openings for a lot of merchants were really, really enthusiastic. They pass out samples and things like that. And then, of course, in Monaco, we'll also see the changing of the guard. And of course, we'll pass the Princess Grace's, that palace that she's known for. Everything just really beautiful, very elegant. And again, ask the concierge at your hotel about the opportunity of getting back there by train at night. They did have to walk, I think, a couple blocks to the train, or you could take a bus or an Uber to the train. He's a walker, so they walked. But let me just see if we've got, I don't know if this is, so I have this, I don't know why I have this Discover More. This must have been an old Discover More. Excuse me on that one. I think they added something else in. So I'm going to skip that slide here for a minute. I'm sorry about that, you guys. Just a little bit more about Nice. The final day of Nice is left free for you guys of planned activities. So this is when you can do some more independent exploration. Maybe you want to relax. Maybe you want to do a beach day, for crying out loud. You could even do that. Your hospitality representative is at your service to help you plan your vibrant day here. Oh, now it does say that this is your, here we go. I just had it out of order. So this is your visit to the St. Paul de Vence on here. Let's see if I've got this on. I don't know why I don't have this on my sheet, but I'm going to find out about this St. Paul de Vence excursion here for you in case they might. I'll have to explain right now. Emerald, we get these itineraries way ahead of time, and then sometimes they like to change out the excursions for the optionals. So I'll double check to see if they're still offering that one or not. Let's talk about the ship right now, you guys. Will follow along and follow along for my ship details right here. This is the Emerald Liberty, and it was built in 2017. It's amazing food, great wine, exceptionally attentive staff. And we're going to go through the different staterooms right now, so you can follow along with your flyer. These are category D's and E's on the Riviera deck, okay? This is lower deck, all right? These are more of the value cabins, I guess you can say. They are about 160 to 170, probably 160 square feet, I would say. And they're in category E or D, and you've got a fixed window. Now the beds can be divided, or they could be put into one bed, all right? You still got your TV, you still got your dresser drawers, your closet, your safe, your there's a little mini fridge down there if you wanted to put some things in there, stuff like that. You still have all the amenities, the shower, the bathroom, all that good stuff. It's just a little bit of a smaller cabin with a fixed window, okay, on the lower level. Now the Vista deck that I was talking about earlier, that already is pretty much almost halfway sold out. I'm going to give you the itinerary or the availability at the end of the presentation. These are about 170 square feet to 180 square feet. Their categories A, B, and C, meaning C is middle to the back of the ship on the Vista deck, B middle to the front, and then A is on the top of Horizon deck, okay? You can see when you walk across your cabin, there's going to be a little switch on the left-hand side, and you can push a button and that window comes down. That's bringing your balcony right there, open air, and right into your balcony, into your room. These are wonderful. You can have the beds split up into two. They're beautiful, beautiful rooms. I'm actually staying in one of these in 2 days and I can't wait. Plenty of storage space for you. Hair dryers are included. Wonderful bathroom amenities like shampoos and soaps and things like that. TV, safe, mini fridge, all that good stuff. And then we've got a few, a couple of these are already sold. We've only got 4 grand balcony suites in category S. Enjoy daily laundry service, 2 items, continental breakfast they can bring right in your room if you want, daily snacks they'll bring you, pre-dinner apps, post-dinner sweet treats are brought to you right to your suite. There's only 4 of these. These are 207 square feet. This has your little sun lounge at your balcony where you see you've got a sliding glass door that'll close off in there. I do believe we've got 2 of these left. And then we've got an owner's 1-bedroom suite. We've got 2 of these. I think I've got 1 of these left out of the 2. Now these are about 315 square feet. And you get 4 pieces of clothing laundered per day. I do believe you get your beer and wine in your daily, your little mini fridge. This is a separate bedroom, a big walk-in closet, a little seating area for you. Obviously your sundowner balcony lounge on this one for you. Just a beautiful, elegant room. If you're celebrating a wonderful anniversary, special birthday, or maybe the one and only time you're going to get to Europe on a river cruise, you may want to splurge on something like this. It's very, very nice. And then we're going to talk about, this is where we dine. This is our Reflections restaurant. You'll have your breakfast, lunches, and dinners here. You can go and sit at any table you like for breakfast, lunches, and dinners. It's really nice to interact with other people when you're out touring. You might make new friends. You can sit with them for dinner. You don't have to, there is no assigned seating. So you don't have to sit at the same table every day if you don't want to. Breakfast and lunches are buffets. And then your dinners are your 4-course plated dinners. Beer, wine, and soft drinks, like I mentioned, are complimentary with your lunches and dinners. And there is an opportunity with Emerald. Like I said, you can build, and build on your cruise. And we do have what we call a drink package. If you wanted to upgrade your drink package, we could do that. You could do that on your Danube cruise this year. It is a little bit of extra money, and it does need to be for the duration of the 7 nights, but you can certainly either upgrade a non-alcoholic package, meaning you can have soft drinks, fruit juices, and mocktails all day. You could extend it with beers, wine, and soft drinks all day, or you can even do the premium package, which is like spirits, you know, your rums, your martinis, your Manhattan, things like that, which is kind of nice to have if you want to make it all inclusive. You could do that. All of your delicious desserts. There's a terrace area that's upstairs by the lounge. Right behind the lounge is a little area where you can sit down. There's tables up there and there's windows surrounding the whole area of the lounge. These people are sitting in the terrace area. During breakfast and lunches, they sometimes have a little bit of extra food up there. This is like a desserts up there from lunch one day when I was up there. So sometimes when you're in port, or even if you're just don't want to eat at the bigger room downstairs and you want to maybe try something different and go up there. I used to go up there. I used to go up there and just see what they got. They always have usually a soup, salad, a couple entrees, enough to eat for lunch for me. You know what I mean? So some people like to just try something different. There was a couple different breakfasts they had that morning. The lounge is where all the fun happens, you guys. See all the windows surrounding the lounge area? You could sit here and relax and just look out the window as we're sailing. I like to be on the sun deck, but some people might find it windy one day and maybe they want to just be down here. This is every evening you'll meet at about 6:45 in the evening, and the activities, a cruise manager will get you all briefed and ready for the next day, tell you what time you need to get up, what time we're going to be leaving for our excursions, what time breakfast will be. And then later on in the evening, there might be a trivia game. There might be onboard entertainment. And obviously, they're always playing music in there so you can get up and dance, have another cocktail at night. I don't know about you, but I'm not one to really stay up late on these ships because I'm usually worn out from eating and drinking and walking around touring all day. And usually by 10 or 10:30, I'm ready for bed because we're getting up and doing it all over again the next day. But whatever you guys feel like doing, people like to research in here a little bit on where we're going to be touring next, taking notes, taking pictures, having cocktails. So really nice area. We have a ship on board on all of our Emerald ships. And it's on the horizon deck, which is the top deck, not the sun deck, the horizon deck, all the way to the back of the ship. And you can go back there whenever you want, in the morning, in the afternoon, whenever you want to go back there to maybe do a little swim, or maybe you just want to relax on one of those beautifully relaxing chairs right there. I used to go back there and read a little bit while we were sailing sometimes. There's a full bathroom back there. It's just past the little gym. What really people really like is it turns into a movie theater at night. You do need to go to the front desk and request a movie that evening and say you'd like to make reservations for the movie that evening. They'll even make popcorn for you. Obviously, the ship holds 130 something people, and this movie theater only holds maybe, I don't know, I'd say 20 at the most, maybe 30. I'm not positive, but it's not, we could never hold the whole ship on there. So you have a little fitness center for those of you that still want to do a little bit more working out. There's a hairdresser on here that's at an extra expense for anybody who'd like to get their hair done while they're on there. Oops. And then we have a wellness person on board. This is wonderful. People like taking care of themselves these days. That's why we add those Emerald Actives. You can book a wonderful massage. You know, that long flight sometimes gets you, a little knotted up or something, or maybe that long hike that you did today got you a little overtired. Book yourself a beautiful massage. It's at an extra expense, but you're on vacation. And then they've got, usually that same person will be the one that might lead a yoga class in the morning at 7 a.m. before breakfast. Just a nice little stretching in the morning for you to get ready for your daily excursions. There's our Emerald Waterways crew. They're always ready to serve you. Get them up there on the sun deck, have them bring you a nice beverage. You can walk around on the sun deck. We just ask you do not run on the sun deck in the morning because people are still sleeping and getting up. I know a lot of runners like to get up really early, but we ask that not to do that in the mornings. But otherwise, you can just sit down up there and just enjoy the beautiful scenery. It's really nice. Bring a drink up there, enjoy. You might even do a little putting up there. Sometimes there's a putting green up there or some type of little game. This is our captain's farewell dinner, which we'll have on our trip as well. There's complimentary bikes on board. They're first come, first serve. Yes, we're going to be offering some guided bike tours, but they're also, if we're in port and they say we're not leaving for a few hours, you can go grab a bike and go take a bike around town. Why not? So let's start some touring on this, okay? You guys just spent 3 nights in Nice, okay? Did a little touring, did a lot of little things on your own there. And then we're going to start sailing. We just got to the ship. You guys checked out the ship and we're going to be in Arles. So after breakfast, we'll say goodbye to the French Riviera. We get to Arles. We'll meet the captain and crew. They'll welcome us on board the Emerald Liberty. We'll spend this for 7 nights. So get settled in. We're going to have dinner tonight on board. And then the vessel is going to remain docked in Arles overnight. So you'll be able to get out maybe and explore a little bit that first day on your own if you like. And then the next day is when we're going to be doing our touring. So this is actually a UNESCO World Heritage City or site, as they call it. It's a very nice Provence little town. and it combines all the region's charms. So you can stroll through the streets. It's all really medieval in character. We're going to have a local guide take us around, but it's all about Vincent van Gogh. This is where he spent 15 months, where he painted 170 paintings or more. That's how many they obviously found, but he could have painted more in 15 months. Isn't that crazy? So there's in the background where these people are standing, that's a little local guide there, and she's showing them his painting right there, or a copy of his painting, is that famous yellow cafe terrace, his starry night, as they called it, over the Rhone. And then we'll show you a picture here of the famous hospital that they ended up bringing him to after he did cut off his ear. Yes, giving it to one of his lady friends. And then he was admitted for insanity as well. It did run in the family, and it's just a really lovely city. You're going to learn all about Vincent van Gogh in the city. You'll also see this beautiful 2,000-year-old Roman Colosseum. Wow, that is really cool. That is very intact too. Look at that. So you can kind of see here, this was some pictures that my colleague sent me as their walking tour up to the Colosseum. In the Colosseum there, you see a statue of Vincent van Gogh there as well. And then we've got an excursion today. So let me find my notes here. So tonight, or today, we have the Le Bois excursion. Let me find my sheet. I just lost it. Here we go. And this is on that sheet that I sent you, Brian, that you could email with everybody with their flyers.
Okay.
I am not French, and I'm gonna have to learn how to pronounce French pronunciation while I'm on my little tour next week. But this is kind of tells you that this is set in the heart of the regional country park here in Le Bois, and it's a UNESCO world listed site, recognized for being one of the most beautiful villages in France. And it's situated right on top of the fortified rocky site between Arles and Saint-Remy de Provence. It's a beautiful old village. We'll visit that. A lot of narrow cobblestone streets, the gray medieval stone buildings, compact with plenty of shops, restaurants. Basically, when you're doing a Discover More, it's just giving you an opportunity to see another beautiful little city of France, like this one. So this one is about a 3.5-hour excursion. The fitness level is moderate, and it's $75 per person. Okay, so we did I miss? I think today also, you guys, is when we're going to be doing our Chef Morelli is going to be doing our beautiful dinner experience on board when we're on the same day of when we're in Arles. We'll have Chef Morelli come on board that day. And then you'll get the optional excursion to Le Bois, and then we're going to go into oh wait, am I out of order on this? I'm going to be so mad if I'm out of order on this. Hang on a minute. I might be out of order, but I'm just going to go with it anyway, you guys. Viviers, we're going to see a town called Viviers. This boasts the oldest cathedral in Europe, but the town has such a great overlook. It's very picturesque. We'll have an included walking tour with all the architectural heritage of this quaint town. This is also home to one of the oldest cathedrals. Look at this beautiful cathedral. In France, we'll have a beautiful walking tour, walking around, which I love to do that. And then they're going to even have a really cool little optional excursion for if you want to learn how to do a little fishing. It's going to be a fishing class in France. And that's going to be right on the Rhone out of Viviers. It's a real fishing paradise for any and every angler on the peaceful banks of the Rhone River. You'll have the opportunity to experience a static fishing lesson with a qualified fishing instructor. They've got pikes, eel, bobbo, mullet, and more. Black bass, perch, or just to name a few of the different types of fish you can catch off the banks here. And they'll learn all about some skills here. So that's kind of cool to let them do that. It's $77 per person. It's easy, and it's about 4 hours long.
Yes.
So Avion I do believe I had Avion and Viviers out of order, and I apologize for that. Avion is one of the few French cities with all the preserved ramparts and this beautiful bridge right here. So this was one of the, it's still, this is what remains of the bridge right here. This is the very famous ancient stone bridge and called the Pont d'Avion on the Rhone. It's, and you're gonna obviously be able to go out and see that. Here's some pictures. There's my colleague on the left. It's a really great place to try out the bikes. Really easy ride, he said. A lot of flat paths along the river. Most of them are paved, but even if you get on a dirt path, they were hard padded down, so easy to ride on. Now you can kind of look on the right how narrow the Rhone is. Very peaceful, and a quarter of the traffic as like your Rhines and Danubes. That middle picture is of them going through a lock. People love to check out when the ship goes right through the tiny little lock, almost touching to the sides, and then we will adjust to the water levels. We may go down or we may go up, and then we'll adjust to the river's water levels. It's really quite cool. People love it. So there's that bridge again. Now this is really cool what we're going to be doing today. So during our guided walking tour, actually we'll be driving around a little bit first, and we're going to go to what this is called the former home of the popes, or palace of the popes. So back in the 1300s, 2 French popes were selected to lead the Catholic Church, but they felt more comfortable being in their own country of France. So they built an incredible palace like this one that you will be able to get to tour on your own later. And he did do that. He went in there, I think they paid 20 euros or so. They gave them these iPads that when he walked around, it showed them the rooms back of what it would have been like in the 1300s. He said it was amazing. You've seen all the furniture and tables and stuff from that era. He said they easily could have spent 3 hours there, and he highly recommends you do that. The Provence dinner, obviously, I'd already mentioned that, but that was when we were back in Viviers. And then we have a couple different optionals and an Emerald active today. So if you're an active person and you want to try to do a canoeing experience in Avion, look at the amazing backdrop behind you. I would love to do that. I'd love to canoe through France. It looks like a lot of people are doing that. But if that's not your cup of tea, you don't have to do it. It's just something that's offered. Then we've got a few Discover Mores. We've already talked about the aqueduct, the Pont de Garde. This is that 3-tiered viaduct from the Roman era. They claim it was built in 1 AD, but you have to see it to believe it. 3 stories of arches, over 60, it's actually 67 feet high, carrying fresh water to the mountains. And then we've got a wonderful classical concert tonight that is going to be offered. I do recommend this, you guys. I mean, when are you going to be in France again to go to a beautiful classical concert? So there's going to be an optional here. This is where the palaces, courtyards, the private mansions are all in the 14th century of Provence. Some of the most elegant streets just really offer that superior level of charm. It's about an hour-long concert, and it's $90 per person. Okay. Looks like, oops, I've got one more. I don't have a picture of it in here. I don't know why I didn't get it in here, but we've got one more optional, and that is, let's see, that is going to, I cannot pronounce this. It is in French, and I cannot pronounce it, but I'll try to describe it for you. It's along the length of its winding waters and gentle banks. It's the Côte du on the Rhone, and it's a vineyard. You're going to go to a beautiful vineyard. The village's history and centuries of wine production make it a very charming visit. So for those of you that want to turn this more into a wine tour, this is an opportunity to sample some of the region's most celebrated wines and tastings. And it's $60. It's 3.5 hours. Okay. We're going to continue on our tour to a beautiful little town called Tournan. We'll sail along the gently winding Rhone River, and then we'll see the beautiful landscapes of Tournan. come into view. And we'll have a nice little walking tour here. It's a little picture perfect little place here, but you're going to see all the vineyards up along these steep slopes on the side of the river here. So you can, couple different options here today as well. We'll have an included tour. Your local guide will lead you on a walk through Trinan, which is dominated by the 16th century castle that overlooks the village. And we'll have some ancient watchtowers and Roman ruins, obviously, in the area as well. And this area has a long tradition for winemaking. So you may want to possibly, for more of you that are active, you might want to embark on a hike through the vineyards. Okay, so you can either do the walking tour into town, or you could do the walking guided hike through the vineyards. They crisscross over each other. So you can do one or the other, okay? There's also going to be an active guided bike tour to Galoon later in the afternoon if you'd like to do that. There's going to be a regional wine tasting on board that's included today for an Emerald Plus. And then they also threw in a walking, this is a Discover More, but it's a walking tour called, it's like a chocolate walking tour. Let me see if I can find the description on this one. We walk through the charming town until we reach Cité du Chocolat, where you will delight in a tasting workshop of the finest chocolates. Wow, that sounds really good. So we'll have a local guide, and then we'll visit this beautiful chocolate place with tastings, $35 per person, and it's about a 3-hour little tour. That sounds fun. And then we get into Lyon. This is France's third largest city, and it's steeped right on the confluence of the Rhone and the Saône rivers. And we will get a little tour also as well of the city. And I'm going to go up first because this tour is backwards up from the way that we normally run it. So that's why my slides are a little bit messed up, but you will be seeing everything on here that I'm showing you. Might just be a little bit out of order. But we're going to be doing a Lyon trip. But first, we're going to sail up also up on the Saône River. And when we get up, we're going to go through this little town that we end up in Chalon-sous-Saône. And this is the birthplace of photography. It's the center of Burgundy's wine region that we're going to be discovering today. And we'll get out and then we'll coach up to this area of Beaune. Okay. So we sail up on to the Chalon-sous-Saône. We get out, we get on a motor coach, and then we get to Beaune, France. So this is a little town nearby. We travel to this north quaint little village. It's south of Dijon, but it's the center of the Burgundy wine region. It's a little walled town. It's unofficial capital of the Côte d'Or, and it's nicknamed the City of Wine. Who knew? Now, this is really kind of cool because we're going to visit the hospice of Beaune, and it's now a museum because they kind of are telling you about it, but it's the town's crown jewel. It's one of the best preserved examples of the 15th century French architecture, and it's home to the most popular wine auctions in the country. But back in the day, there was a small village right here, and it was known for its free hospice or hospital. For over 500 years, they operated this hospital. It's still beautiful as it functional as it was in time. Back then, they had little you can see in the bottom right here, 2 beds, 2 people in each double bed, and it didn't matter who was in the bed, if it was a male or female, you know. They went through all the diseases of leprosy. So, you know, unless you had, all the diseases that ran rampant, unless you had leprosy, they treated you for all of them for over 500 years. And it ran on donations from people. So couldn't even imagine that today. But look at the beautiful architecture of this building. Cheese and olive tasting. We always have on our ship then as well later on. And then when we get back into Lyon, we'll have our wonderful tour of Lyon. So this is one of the largest cities. It's also known for the Lyonnaise cuisine that put this city on the map. We'll have a wonderful guided tour of Lyon. And we'll have free time to explore as well on foot on a lot of these different cities, especially this one. So when we're driving around through Lyon, you're going to be like, where is the bus taking us? Is our driver lost? But it seems like you're driving around through a neighborhood. But really, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this beautiful with the Basilica of Notre Dame just comes out of the view. It's huge and it overlooks the amazing city. I think you guys will have a wonderful time walking around in there. We'll see the Roman amphitheater as we drive by as well. And then you'll have a chance to go and stroll through Old Town on our walking tour. There'll be a bike tour that they'll offer today as well, instead of the included walking tour. And then we'll have a couple different optionals as well, like a tour to Peroges. This is located on a little small town on a hill overlooking the An River Valley. It's about 18 miles north of Lyon. It's a beautiful little medieval town, walled. A lot of towns are walled, you guys, like they're protected, you know, they're around a wall. Known for its local wine and weaving. A lot of different basket weaving and blankets and things like that. Gorgeous, one of the most beautiful little towns in France, as they call it. So lovely place to sit, relax with a drink. You'll soon understand why it's the most picturesque location. And it's been used for a backdrop of many films, including 1973's The Three Musketeers. And it is $67 per person, and it's a nice 3.5 little tour. So after your city tour of Lyon, you want to continue on and discover more, you're going to do this one. I think they offer one other one today that is a more of a wine tasting. It's like a booty tourist travel list, over 50 of Lyon's finest butchers, charcuterie boards, pastry chefs, wine specialists. They set up a shop inside. You can go in there. This is another little optional. You'll get all of these sent to you by Warther Tours. That's just another one for you guys. I don't want to get you too excited because it's not going till next year, but we do want to get you signed up on this one. I don't know why that says that on there, but let me just show you something else on here for a minute. I don't know why. Free air is actually until, oh, here's your, here. I don't know why these, hang on a minute. Give me a second here. I don't know why. Give me 1 minute. Let me put it out here a second. I don't know why. I don't know why this did not give me my what I worked on today. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I could find my other PowerPoint on here. I don't know why my little computer is playing tricks with me right now, but it is, and I'm going to try to fix it and see if I can. I don't know why I can't. I'm sorry. I can't figure out why I cannot get my actual. Here we go. Give me one. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me.
Nope, all good.
Oops. Yeah, I don't know why it is. I don't know why it's not showing your name on here, and I saved it yesterday. So anyway, I just want to let you folks know the traveler protection plan is either $469 or $499 or $569 on here. Let me just type it in. I think that's on your flyer. Let me just take a look. We are giving you guys, yeah, $499. And what that means is when your cruise tour price up to $5,000, it's $499. And if it's 5,001 or higher for your cabin, it's $569 per person for your traveler protection plan. And let me see what else. I just want to take a look at something really quick. I don't know why that did not save for me. It's bumming me out. Let's see. I just want to find the inventory for you really quick so I could tell you what is sold on this ship. I had it all saved on here. For some reason, my computer did not want to save it, so I apologize. And Brian, you can tell them like who to contact there to get bookings if they go to you on there.
Yeah, yeah, you can contact myself, also Karen as well, um, for all of that. So myself or Karen, we can help you out there. But for the most part, I can help you take care of getting booked on this wonderful tour.
Right, so we have about 100, we have 100 seats on this ship actually, and 24 are sold. So we have 74 open. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Vista decks are open right now. The Horizon deck, I've got one. Looks like I got a grand balcony suite and one owner suite. And then the rest of the category A's, most of those are open still. And then we've got the Riviera deck cabins are also, I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Riviera deck cabins are also open. And you can request your flyer from, if you didn't send a flyer out with the invitation, or I'm sure you probably did, you can request a flyer to be emailed or mailed to you as well.
Yes. Yeah, I have those by PDF and hard copy as well. So.
And it looks like your flyer. So basically your Vista deck cabin category C pricing is around $6,029, and your panorama balcony suite on a Cat B level, meaning middle to the front of the ship, is $6,135. A lot of people like the Vista deck, okay? But of course, if you want to be up higher, they do charge a little bit more money on that level. Don't forget, this is a 12-day tour with 24 meals, all of your complimentary beer, wine, and soft drinks. Most of your excursions are included with some optionals covered. All the gratuities are included. We've got those personal listening devices, complimentary bottled water in your stateroom, complimentary Wi-Fi is included on board too. That's great, because I know when I go on these trips, I'm able to get some work done then. Free airfare on this, you guys, from Columbus, when your reservations are made by August 31st. Okay.
It was, we just got our new flyers.
I show a typo on that.
Yeah, I got flyers and it says September 30th.
Oh, I don't know why they didn't send me the new flyer. Okay, till September 30th. But yes, the free airfare is till September 30th. But if you wait till September 30th, that Vista deck could be sold out. So just make sure you secure your cabin at the time of booking. What we do is you just tell him which cabin number you like. If we can't guarantee that cabin, we'll get you to the one closest to that cabin number. And then the pricing also includes your round trip local transfer from New Philadelphia to the Columbus International Airport. Okay. And we can open it up to some questions right now. Let's see if anybody has got questions. Let's see if I can get anybody to unmute. If you guys, I don't know if you guys know how to raise your hands for questions. Looks like some people are signing off. If they have any questions, they can always ask you, and you guys can email me. Yeah. We're just about going on to our hour right now. So let me know. We'd love to see you guys join up for this. I know that Warther Tours already has few cabins already sold. And they're looking forward to bringing a nice group on this beautiful Sensations of Lyon and Provence river cruise.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Great. Thanks so much, Brian.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Judy. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.